Hello everyone. Today I am going to start your second part of your first chapter, computer hardware. In this part, we will understand some more internal hardware of a computer system. As you know that at last video, I have already told you some internal part of a computer system, just like a CPU. And today, rest of other part I will explain here. So the first part of internal memory of a computer system is computer memory. So what is computer memory? Memory is just like a human brain. As you know that a human always store all the information in our brain for the future usage. Same here, a computer memory is a storage space where all the information will be stored. Computer memory is device that is used to store of data or program on a temporary or permanent basis for usage in the electronic digital computer. It means what? A computer system, all the informations, all the instructions, all the programs are stored in our memories for the future usage. And as you know that there are so many different types of memories. So now I'm going to explain a different types of memory. So basically there are two different types of memory: primary memory and secondary memory. What is primary memory, what is secondary memory, just I will explain here. What is primary memory and what is secondary memory, just I will explain here. But look at here, first of all, the types. So there are two different types of primary memory, RAM and ROM. And there are so many different types of secondary memory: hard disk, CD, DVD, pen drive, and so many others different types of secondary memory we will use here. But in primary memory only two different types, RAM and ROM. So one by one I'm just going to explain what is a primary memory and what is secondary memory. Look at the examples of RAM and ROM. Here the pictures are showing RAM and ROM, and rest of other is the secondary memory. Differences between primary storage or primary memory and secondary memory. The first difference is written here: memory is directly connected to the accessed by the computer CPU. It means this primary memory is directly connected. It means this primary memory is directly connected to the CPU for the accessing, and the secondary memory no directly connected to the CPU. It's not directly connected to the CPU. And the as you just I told you that, and examples of primary memory is RAM. So RAM is a volatile memory, volatile, and the second one is non-volatile. What is the differences between volatile memory and non-volatile memory? Volatile memory means what? If you are working something and you are going to store some information in your primary memory, and suddenly your computer is switched off, to all the information will be erased. But in secondary memory, if you are going to store all the information in secondary memory and your computer is switched off, then all the information will be stored in your secondary memory. Getting that is the differences. And so many others differences is written here. RAM is directly installed to a motherboard. It's directly installed to a motherboard. What is motherboard, just I will explain here. And hard disk drive is connected to a motherboard by the cable, directly accessed by the CPU, indirectly accessed by the CPU, faster data access, slower data access, and so many other differences is written here, just like primary memory is in small size and secondary memory is large size. So these are the differences of primary memory and secondary memory that we will use to store the information for uh, future usage in our computer system. So basically there are two different types of memory: primary memory and secondary memory. Now here different I'm going to explain a primary memory. So in primary memory, just I told you, there are two different types of primary memory, RAM and ROM. Look at here, in primary memory there are two different types of primary, RAM and ROM. So now I'm going to explain a primary memory, RAM and ROM. So primary memory and differences between RAM and ROM. RAM stand for the random access memory. It means the full form of RAM is random access memory. And ROM stand for the read only memory. It means the full form of ROM is read only memory. So according to the full form of this RAM and ROM, you can easily understand a differences. Now for first differences is written here. It is a volatile and ROM is non-volatile. So just I told you that what does it means. What volatile means what? It's contained and erased when a power is turned off. So what does it means? Its contents are erased when power is turned off. It means if your computer is going to be switched off, all the content will be erased here. But its contents are non-erased when a power is turned off. It means if computer is switched off, no data will be erased here. That is the non-volatile. And RAM, we can read as well as write through this memory. It means in RAM you can read and write, both of the operation you can perform here. But in ROM you can only read the memory, cannot write it here. But here if all the information are stored in this ROM, so you can only read here. That is this. Look at the image of RAM and ROM, and this is the directly installed on your motherboard. Getting? So these all are the differences in between RAM and ROM. It's very important for you, the differences between RAM and ROM. The next hardware is a disk drive. What is a disk drive? Look at here, a disk drive. Uh, Definition: a part of a computer that's operate the disk that store the information. It means what? That storage device that is looking like a disk where we will store information. That is the disk drive. So in your computer system, disk drive are called the storage device because they store the information on portable or permanent disk. It means all the information where you will store your information for permanent time. So you can say here disk drive are used to store the information for the permanent time. So it means this one is a secondary storage. And secondary storage devices. So now I'm going to explain a different disk drive here. Now the first disk drive is as you know that about CD and DVD is your disk drive. So I'm going to explain here about a CD and DVD. So CD, as you know that a CD is capacity of CD is 680 MB and capacity of DVD is 4.7 GB and 8.5 GB. There are two different types of DVD. And number of data layer is one layer, and here in DVD there are two data layer. And data rate 1.2 MB per second, and here 11 MB per second. So these are the differences. Basically there are differences in between CD and DVD. Is the CD storage capacity is very low and DVD storage capacity is very high. And the disk diameter, thickness, and these all the differences is written here. That is the differences between CD and DVD. So CD and DVD both are the disk drive that is stored the information for permanent time. And second things is CD is storage capacity is low and compared to DVD. And storage capacity and data storage rate, all things is written here. So you can easily understand about CD and DVD, differences between CD and DVD. Now the next hardware is your computer system is SMPS. So what is SMPS? Look at the image of this SMPS. This one is a SMPS. This is a part of your computer system. And what is the usage of this SMPS? Look at here. SMPS means the switch mode power supply. That is the full form of SMPS. This is used for DC to DC conversations. It means this works on the principle of the switching regulations. And the working of the SMPS means what? This is used to transfer voltage, or you can say a power supply to in different motherboard area in different form. You can also say that this is used to regulate the voltage. You can also say it means where we required a high voltage, where we required a low voltage. This all the maintenance working or management working are done by this SMPS. So SMPS, the full form is switch mode power supply. It means that is used to provide a power supply in switched mode. It means where required higher, then it will be provide higher, where required lower, it will be provide a lower. So look at here in this image, it's showing here we will install SMPS, and all the power supply are connected through this SMPS on your motherboard, and this one is the image of SMPS. Now the next hardware is a motherboard. Now I am going to explain here what is motherboard. Motherboard are the central to a computer system. All the components required for a system to function are plugged into a motherboard. Motherboard is just like a board. Look at here in the image of this board, and all the different systems functions, all the components you can say here we will plug in. But it means here we will attach through this motherboard. It means this area we will attach a CPU, this area we will attach a memory, and this area we will attach the South Bridge, IDE, SATA cable, it means mouse, keyboard, all the monitor, all things we will attach on this board. So look, another image are showing here. So that is called the motherboard. Next one is port, and there are two different types of port are showing here: serial port and parallel port. Port means what? All the peripheral devices that are connected to a computer use connectors on a back of a computer is known as a port. It means a peripheral devices that is connected by this port. Getting? And there are two different ports are showing here. The serial ports can be used to connect the devices that use a serial interface, such as a modem, scanner, and mouse. It means a serial. This the first one is serial port, and this serial port are used to connect it just like a modem, scanner, and mouse, and so many other things. A parallel port is a socket on a computer that is used to connect a printer or other peripheral devices, such as the portable hard disk, tape, backup, scanner, and or a CD-ROM. It means this one is a parallel port, and this parallel port are used to connect different peripheral devices, just like your hard disk, tape backup, and CD-ROM, and so many others things. So see these both are the ports. I can say that they both have the ports are used to connect different peripheral devices. Now the next one is modem. Modem is very important device of a computer system, because with the help of this modem we will use internet. You can say we will connect our computer to another computer. It means if you want to connect a computers, then we have to use a modem to share or send the information one computer to another computer. But what is the working of modem? Is a definition is written here. Modem is a devices that modulates outgoing digital signal from a computer to other digital devices to analog signal. It means what? Whenever you will send any information one computer to another computer, so this modem are used to convert this digital signal to analog signal, and also this modem are used to convert this analog signal to digital signal. It means the modem are used to convert digital to analog and analog to digital. So modem is a device that you can also say modem is a device that's used to convert digital signal to analog signal and analog signal to digital signal. And this analog signal are used to transfer by the cable, but digital signal are used in your computer system to process the information. Getting? So we require to convert the digital to analog to transfer the information one computer to another computer. So we will use a modem here. So modem is a device that's used to convert digital to analog and analog to digital. Now end of this chapter, and now here we learn here in this chapter we learn here that what is hardware devices and how many different types of internal hardware devices. And on the next chapter we will learn some more peripheral devices, and the next chapter is also a part of computer hardware components. So on the next chapter we will learn some more peripheral devices, and what is peripheral devices, these all things I will explain on your next chapter. But come to the this chapter, the exercise of this chapter, you have to do all the exercises in your copy. So first of all, try to solve this all the exercises. On the next video I will give the answer of this on your exercises.